My next guest is going to be taking on Joe Solecki coming up here at UFC Fight Night on August 22nd. It is Austin Hubbard back here on the program. Austin, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you get another fight here. I know you were supposed to fight Joe earlier this year. Now you're getting to fight him now. Were you happy to get this fight rebooked, or were you looking for another opponent?
No, I like the matchup. It seems like it'll be a fun fight, So, I never really care who I fight anyway. So, long as I have a fight, I'm happy.
Yeah, and of course you looked great in your last fight. I know your opponent it was a win by TKO. He couldn't come off the stool. I know it wasn't a long fight, but were you happy with the way things went, just getting the win the way you did?
Yeah, definitely. It's always important to get wins in UFC, and on top of getting the win, it's always nice to get a finish. So, I was definitely happy with that.
Yeah, really good performance, and good to see you get. I think that was your first finish in the UFC, which is great to see.
Yep.
And a bit of other news that's happened since the last time you and I have spoken. You're with VaynerMedia now. That's a pretty big deal. They're the new hot management company in the business. How cool is that to be a part of them? Which boasts a pretty good roster. You got your teammate Curtis Blades. They've got Chris Weidman. They've got Tony Ferguson. Like, how cool was that to be a part of that?
Yeah, it's really cool. I work with Lloyd Pearson, who is a great agent, and he was at Bellingy, and then he went over, and I stayed with him, and he's a great person and someone I definitely trust, to guide my career and, make sure I'm on the right path. And that he went to such a big company is even cooler. So it's a cool thing.
Yeah, I know much hasn't really changed for you because you were always with Lloyd, like you said, at Ballingy, but it is still pretty cool to be a part of this new wave, and you're with like a really stacked lineup, so to speak, which is really cool. Did you know anything about Gary Vee before before being a part of this group? Because I know Gary's not involved in sort of the day-to-day, his brother is, but that's still pretty cool. You're a part of his sort of brand.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram and stuff, and he's a very business minded type of person, and he's really inspirational, and I like how he approaches everything, so it's really cool that now I'm under his management company.
Yeah, and we're going to see more business brand stuff from you going forward, I'm sure, because I'm sure that's something that they've talked to you about, because obviously that's what Gary sort of masters in is digital branding. So the Austin Hubbard brand, we could be seeing maybe some T-shirts or something. I don't know, but
it's always something to work on, first and foremost, I feel like I need to win a couple more fights, and then the rest will start to come,
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's talk about Joe Solecki. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I feel like I match up pretty well against him. I think he's more of a wrestler type of fighter, ground fighter. So I think he's going to be looking to take it to the ground a little more. And I feel pretty confident on the ground, and I feel even more confident on my feet. I feel that I will definitely outstrike him, and I think if he tries to take it to the ground, I'll either defend that or scramble up and get up like I have in most of my other fights. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really fun back and forth fight, a lot of scrambling, a lot of entertaining type of stuff. So it's going to be fun.
And I don't know if you were aware of this, because I just found this out yesterday after speaking to him. Did you know that he tested positive for COVID? That's the reason he was out of the first fight.
No, I heard he was sick. I wasn't exactly sure what the problem was. I didn't hear exactly, but I kind of figured it might have been something along those lines.
Yeah.
So did he have it?
He did have it, yeah, and so that's why he had to withdraw, and he couldn't say anything, right? Because they're very careful about the COVID stuff, putting it out there. So, because when I saw the withdrawal initially, I was like, oh, is it USADA related? That was my first thought, but obviously getting COVID. But talking to him yesterday, he's ready to go. Shouldn't be any impact on the fight. So this fight will happen, barring anything crazy, right? Yeah, which is great news. Training camp, obviously you train with a lot of killers right now. I know, Curtis Blades, Neil Magny is now fighting Robbie Lawler. Who have you been mainly working with for this training camp?
I've been getting a lot of rounds in with Justin Gaethje, Carrington Banks, Neil, all those great people we have over at Elevation Fight Team. The list is pretty stacked, so getting a lot of good rounds in.
How much do you feel like Gaethje has helped your game? You know, I talked to Corey Sandhagen. He talked about, you know, not just the fact he gets to work with Gaethje, but the mind, the philosophy of how he looks at fighting. How much has that benefited you since he's sort of come on board on your team?
I feel like it's helped me a lot. I mean, he's always given me good tips and pointers, and it gives me great rounds. You know, we always have fun rounds, and I'm very thankful to be able to learn from him and train with him, and kind of take a step out or a page out of his book, so to speak. You know, my approach to fighting and things like that. So it's very cool.
On that same note, who's going to be in the cage with you that night as far as your cornerman?
It'll be Vinny Lopez, Cody Donovan, and Curtis Blades.
Nice, of course. Yeah, you and Curtis go way back, so that's really cool. By the way, hope he gets that Derek Lewis fight. I was talking to him the other day about it. It seems like it makes sense, but you never know with the UFC, right? I'm sure that's what you want to see too.
Yeah. I know he wants that fight, and it does make sense, so I hope he gets it for sure.
Weight cut's going well, I assume. You seem like you're in a good mood. We're about a week away. Everything going according to plan?
Yeah, so far, you know. The last week's always the hardest, but I always get through it and make weight. So, I'm good.
How's this fight playing out in your opinion? I know a lot of your fights have gone the distance in the UFC. The last one was the finish. How do you see this fight unfolding?
You know, I'm always trying to get the finish. So, ideally, in a perfect world, I get the finish. But you know, a fight, anything can happen. I'm sure he's going to be bringing his A game. I'm bringing my A game. So we'll see how it unfolds.
Where does a win put you in the division? Because, you know, you got a nice, you get a win here. You're going to have a really nice record in the octagon.
Yeah, you know, my goal, my short-term goal right now is I want to be in the top 15 by the time I'm 30. I turned 29 in December. So, you know, I want to keep working towards that top 15, keep getting these wins, and, you know, getting that top 15 by the time I'm 30. And then once I accomplish that, you know, obviously readjust and keep working top 10, top 5, you know, one day champ, hopefully. So, you know, I never like look towards like one opponent and be like, oh, I want to fight him or I want to fight him. I always just sign the line. You know, my job's to fight. I go out there and try putting on the best fights that I can, and let the matchmakers do their job, and whoever they give me is who I take. So as far as like specific opponents and things like that, like I said, I never put too much thought in that. I just take what's in front of me and keep working towards my goals.
Well, I'll throw a name out there, not trying to cause any controversy here, but I did interview Grant Dawson recently, and he's talking about going up to 155. It's too tough for him to make 145. He wants to fight more often. He mentioned you as a name, and it wasn't really a disrespect thing. He just said he likes your durability. He feels like, you know, he could be the first guy to finish you in the UFC. Maybe that's a little disrespectful, but what do you think of that fight? Because Grant's been on a nice winning streak at 45. I know you want to enter the top 15. I'm not sure how a win over him would look, but is that a fight that would interest you? I know you'll fight anyone, but just out of curiosity, is that a fight that you think would be fun?
Yeah, let's do it. Whoever.
Yeah.
You know, I've never said no. You know, throughout my career, I've had so many, like leading up to the UFC and everything, opponent changes and everything else. Like, I never even really pay attention to the opponent. So whoever, you know, I'll fight him. I'm sure it'd be fun, and I'm sure it'd be a good fight and be an entertaining fight. So yeah.
Awesome. Last question before we let you go. Downtime, what's that looking like right now during camp? Because I know you got to have that little bit of time to kind of break up training and everything. What have you been up to? Watching any TV, any video games, anything like that?
Yeah, so a lot of video games, you know.
Yeah, that's like a thing with Elevation, right? Yeah. You guys all play a lot of games. I know Curtis and Neil.
And, you know, I feel like playing video games helps take your mind off of not eating and the hunger and all that. So for me, it's my favorite way to pass time during camp. I feel like it makes it go by a little faster and easier.
What are you playing right now?
A lot of Call of Duty, a lot of Warzone.
Yeah. Who's the best player on your team? Are you up there, or are you the best?
I would say my cousin. I play with my cousins and brother a lot. We'll get in a squad of 4. My cousin Sheldon, he's pretty good at it. On occasion, I'll link up with Gaethje. He's pretty good as well.
I was going to say, Gaethje's pretty good. So not only good in the octagon, but good at Call of Duty as well. That's interesting.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Well, glad to hear everything's going well. We're really looking forward to this fight. It's August 22nd, UFC Fight Night. Austin, always appreciate the time. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
You can find me at Austin Hub with two B's, 155 is my social media. And, I haven't had, with the whole COVID thing, I haven't really asked much for sponsors, but I just thank everyone who helps me on this journey, coaches, teammates, the people who sponsored me in the past. Yeah, that's about it.